Cheers, mate. Happy Ramadan. Happy. What is there to be happy about? Happy about the fact that you'll be starving yourself for the next 30 days if you're a Muslim, and for 29 days if the moon is merciful. Nevertheless, I'm having my apple juice, and my fellow Muslim friends and family members are starving themselves. Starving themselves for what? For pleasing Allah. I was such a fool that I didn't get this simple logic when I was a Muslim. You sometimes do not understand what you are in until you get out of it. When I was growing up as a Muslim, I was always told that, you have to fast because everything belongs to Allah, all the food. Allah is being merciful to you. You have to remember that. So you have to keep away from food just to show how much you love Allah. You have to show your gratitude to Allah for giving you all the blessings in food and everything. And you have to give away, you have to do charity works and all. And I was told that you have to fill the tummy of the poor, how they go hungry and everything. But now I understand those are all nonsense. Why? Imagine that you are in a restaurant with your family. You have your kids with you. Food is served, and suddenly you tell one of your children that, son, you cannot eat. He will have the shock of his life, but still you have to tell him, son, I love you, don't I? He's going to say, yes, Dad, you love me. So do this, my son. Do not eat. We'll all eat, and you will eat. We'll have a takeaway, and you will eat when we go home. From here, we'll go and do our other shopping and everything. Then we'll go home, and you will eat in the evening. How do you think he will feel? And not only that, you will tell him that whilst all of us are eating, you will be praising how good a dad I am to you. You have to do it, son, because you love me. You have to show how much you love me. That's what Allah is. Allah made me this way, right? So why should I be grateful to him? He made me this way. So he gave me hunger. He gave me food. So it's complementary. I didn't choose to go hungry. And I didn't choose myself to be this way, that I have to eat. So if Allah made me this way, so what is there to be grateful about? And what an evil Allah He is, that He finds pleasure in seeing me suffer and singing the songs of praise for Him. How is that rational? In fact, Muhammad came up with this nonsense of Ramadan because when he went to Medina at some point, he was lacking money until he started attacking all those caravans and raging wars and battles for war booties. So he came up with this nonsense of Ramadan. Yes, there are other religions who do quite the same. For example, Christians have lawns, Jewish quite the same, and then Hindus has upos and everything. So this was always there, but it has something to do, I think, with the necessity to go hungry at times and to teach people how to control themselves, how to be patient when they're lacking food. Food is in short supply, and they came up with this nonsense of Allah told you, or God told you, or Jehovah told you not to eat, all that nonsense. But again, if you are going hungry for a while, if you think that I'm gonna skip dinner tonight because I'm too full, and going a bit hungry is gonna help my body, that's fine. Lose some weight, but don't do this for the sake of Allah, because that's garbage. That's nonsense. And there is not a single starving individual in the world, not a single person in the world who is going hungry in Africa, Sahara, that he knows that, you know what, I'm going to go hungry for 2 days, but say today is Monday, on Wednesday, 2 o'clock, I will have a full belly meal. I will have roast chicken and everything. They don't starve. They don't starve that way. They don't. Famine doesn't work that way. Poor people don't have sufferings that way. They don't know when they're going to have their next meal. That's the fact. So when Muslims are going hungry from dawn to dusk, they know they're going to have a dinner party, they're going to have an iftar party when the sun goes down. When the sun goes down, they will have the iftar party. What the heck? And then in developed countries, there will be a spree of charity work. They will you will see all the community TV channels, Muslim TV channels, they will start raising money to build mosques. Coming from poor fucking countries where people starve, they will they will collect money to build marble mosques. They will be collecting money to have beautiful carpets in the mosque. Fucking hell, man. How is that justifiable when people in those countries are dying of starvation? When they're having crooked political leaders, they're not worried about those. And charity work? Oh, come on. They are sending all the money back home. Why not giving money here? If there was, you won't see a single example where they're collecting money to build this dilapidated school. That school needs, say, a bit of renovation work. They will not spend Ramadan money there. What about giving food to starving people in some non-Muslim countries? Not to proselytize, not to make them Muslim, but for humanity. There will always be a catch. It works for all religions, though. There is always a catch behind their donations. There are many people who are on welfare in the UK. Why don't you create a welfare fund for common people here in UK or US or any other country with your bloody Ramadan money? You will not do that because you will send the money to save fellow Muslims. That's how you divide humanity. And charity, you don't have to feel the pulse of the poor, the starving tummy of the poor, just going hungry for 30 days, dawn to dusk for a limited time, for a certain time. Muslims from around the world are crossing over oceans, taking risk of their lives, risking their ass to come to Western countries and to go to countries where atheism is in majority, because they know they will get the welfare. They will get the welfare, and they know that they will be treated equally. They know they will not go hungry. They know, because government care, people care. Where do you think the money is coming from the welfare? For the taxpayers' money. And they will not, Muslims will not buy houses with mortgage. They'll say, oh, interest is haram. But hey, man, you will take treatment from the hospital. How do you think the hospitals are being run? Where do you think the welfare money is coming? From the taxpayer. Who are paying taxes? The people who are running alcohol shops or restaurants who are selling alcohol, porks. You will not hesitate to take that money, right? And you will not hesitate to take free NHS medical service. You won't care where the government got that money from whatever haram source, right? Isn't that hypocrisy? Don't you have anything to pay as a debt to the country who took you on? The people of the country who took you on as one of their own. For example, the British, when they gave you the British passport, they took you on as one of your own. You don't see, do you still see them as foreigners? Because there's different skin color. They are your own countrymen now. Treat them as one of your own first before you think about the country which you left. Because that country couldn't keep you. That country didn't give you the human dignity. So you have a debt to pay to the people who took you on board as one of their own, regardless of your skin color, your religion, your ethnicity, and the baggage that you brought with you. Happy Ramadan, my ass.